There we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? I think everything is running now. Few technical issues here on the startup, but I think we managed to get this up and running relatively well. So, as many of you probably guessed already, tonight is Star Citizen. Was intended to be Elite Dangerous, taking a look at fleet carrier interiors, but the update got delayed. So I pushed the fleet carrier interior livestream to... I didn't do a very good job with that, did I? That's better. Push the fleet carrier livestream to Friday, so we're gonna do that then. Hoping Frontier's gonna get it out this week. If they don't, they're gonna push it again until either during the weekend. I don't think they're gonna launch the patch over the weekend, but then it's probably gonna be Tuesday instead. Yeah, exactly. Was planning to do something on stream, but Frontier had other plans, so that didn't happen. Yeah. Anyway, so then I was sitting thinking, just get the stream up here to actually see if was this working as it should. Yeah, it looks okay. Great. Okay. Then I was thinking, okay, so what to do instead? Obviously, I want to go and do some Star Citizen because the last at least 2-3 live streams has been elite. There's been quite a few elite streams lately. So I want to go back in, do some Star Citizen stuff, but I've just finished a grind to unlock to buy the Starfarer. Yeah, maybe Dungle says, guess Frontier saw the hello Dave and then panics and whoa, so many commanders will break distance. I don't know what went over. And to be honest, to be fair, we, myself included, has criticized Frontier a lot in the past for launching non-finished updates that always break everything at launch. So seeing them coming out saying, guys, this is not ready, we're gonna postpone, is a much better solution. And while I'm disappointed, but it's a shame that we don't have that update yet, because I'm really looking forward to it. But I would rather wait a few more days and then get a finished working update than getting something that's rushed out too quickly and that's just not a finished product that breaks everything. Looking at you, Odyssey. Anyway, so tonight is Star Citizen, and I was sitting here thinking, okay, so what do I want to do in Star Citizen? I just finished a very long grind for, I wouldn't say very long, but a moderate grind to unlock the Starfarer. Obviously, we're going to get ship-to-ship refueling in the 3.17 updates coming in, hopefully not the too distant future. And I thought, I'm gonna make sure I have access to the Starfarer, so that we can go and test the ship-to-ship refueling when it comes out. So that's what I've been doing, been collecting money, and yesterday I went out and bought myself a Starfarer. Video coming out probably tomorrow. We'll see. But so I thought, okay, I don't want to go back out and start mining again tonight. Also, I've done a lot of mining on the Star Citizen streams lately. So I thought, what can I do instead? And I thought, you know what? You know what could be fun? I kind of got inspired by the last Inside Star Citizen, where they showed off the new rivers and all that stuff. And I thought, you know what could be fun? You know what I should do, actually? I should probably move the microphone closer so you guys can actually hear what I'm saying. Hold on, we just move that. Oh, not in frame. There we go, just out of frame. That's better? I think that's better. Yes, I did actually have one. There was one citizen who was very kind, who reached out to me and said, hey, I saw your video about the projects you were doing, and he actually decided to donate 2 million Alpha aUEC to the project. Can we do a Starfarer tour? There is going to be a video tomorrow, but we can do a Starfarer tour as well. Audio is fine. Great. Yes, that was a very nice donation. And I think the next project is gonna be the 890. I really want to get the 890 back. I'm missing that big boat. So That's a lot of mining. And if anybody's sitting out there with some alpha aUEC burning a hole in their pocket they don't know what to do with, no. No, so the plan was to we can do Starfarer 2 if there's some interest in that. 890 is damn expensive. It is. But if there's some interest, 32 mil, yeah, something like that, 32 mil. So yeah, that's a lot. Do I think Star Citizen is worth the entry fee? Absolutely. No doubt about it. For me, at least, it is. I have had well worth the amount of stuff that I've like the amount of like fun and play hours I've gotten out of the game so far compared to how much I've invested in the game. It's definitely been a good investment for me. But you have to be a little bit more patient with Star Citizen. Than you would with other games because, well, there are bugs around and you need to figure out how to work around them and stuff like that. Yeah, the Starfarer. Okay, we're gonna do a Starfarer tour. I think that's the first thing we're gonna do. And then after the Starfarer tour, what I think we're gonna do then is I was thinking just doing some basic like planet side exploration. I was actually considering trying to go out to Microtech and see if we can spot the area where the river is going to be, or at least possible locations where it could be. Now, while I know the terrain around the area is going to change, I think a lot of the landmark features in the background, like the hills and those kind of things, they should be the same. How much more credit is needed for the 890? We can check if let's go and let's go and look at what the damage say here. So we just quickly jump in game. So the 890 is 32 million, and I'm currently sitting at 1.7. Let's round that up to 2 million. So around 30 million is still missing. Every time I usually fill up a Taurus every time, and then I go and sell when I have enough to fill the cargo in a Taurus. A Taurus cargo hold full of Quantinium sell for about 1.5 million. So what that's 20 hauls, something like that. Yeah, exactly, Dunkel. I think what we will do is we'll do the Starfarer tour first. Then we can go and watch the Inside Star Citizen, at least the first part where they talk about the new river systems, so everybody kind of knows what we're looking for. And then we can head out to Microtech and kind of explore around Microtech, and also just because Microtech is super, super awesome and pretty. Does that sound like a plan? Someone over on Twitch says, I have this weird event where my ship just explodes doing an EVA salvage. Did I do something wrong, or is this a bug? That sounds like a bug. Death counter on screen. Oh, oops, I forgot. That was from the... There we go. I need to put the code in there, and then I need to get rid of the death counter. There we go. Now you have code on screen and no death counter. Yeah. Henrik comes in and says, just got in and I heard, does that sound like a plan? Sure, whatever. Count me in. Okay, let's do that. Let's go. Okay, let's start out with playing around with the Starfarer. Put a chair there, and then once we've done a Starfarer tour, it's night here. That's okay. Then we can go and head out to Microtech and play around out on the forest of Microtech. People will be doing bunker missions. Yeah, that's another thing coming in 317. You're going to be able to sell all that armor you're picking up. Like, I don't know how much it's going to sell for. But it could be relatively profitable if you have something with a cargo hold to hold in. Like a hover quad or something. Oh, right, Son says, what about the light goal? What do you think we should do today? 100? 150? I mean, usually the Star Citizen streams have slightly fewer viewers than the Elite Dangerous streams because, well... And we can usually make 150 doing the Elite streams. So... I'm guessing... Oh, can we make it? Come on.
Be considerate to your fellow travelers.
Yes.
Do not block doors.
Unless you guys feel like you can match the Elite Dangerous crowd and get as many likes on the live stream as they can do in the Elite stream. Just saying. Wait, let's take a nice medium and go with 125 today. I think that's like, it's not 100, it's not all the way to 150. It's kind of there in the middle. Let's try that. Hold. I can only do 4 options. Let's do 125. Let's see if we can make that. So basically, for those who may not be familiar with the concept of the light goal, it is, as the name suggests, a goal we set during each live stream. And if we can reach that goal of, in this case, 125 likes on the live stream over on YouTube, I'm going to set up a discount code to my merch store, which you can find at d2eastore.com. And you're going to get 10% off, and that is a code that's going to remain up until the end of the live stream. So this is kind of a thank you to you guys for helping me reach whatever like goal we set during the live stream. So if you want to help me out, if you want to help your fellow citizens out, you can do that. And you can get awesome mocks like, this is actually the Terra X mock. This makes not a lot of sense. And that's the North Star mock. That I haven't chosen any that would actually be relevant for Star Citizen today. All elite focused. Hey, what would you say the best way to get money for your first prospect? I would probably say combat missions are still pretty good. You can do them in pretty much a starter ship. Like, if you can get the hold illegal surveillance missions, they should pay out pretty well. Okay, Misk Starfarer. Why is this claiming? Oh. Okay, apparently I forgot to store it last time. Now we have to claim it. So we have a 6-minute wait. So you know what we're going to do in the meantime? But basically any combat missions pay really well. And remember to take the call to arms mission. So what you're looking for is in here on the mission board. There is a mission... There we go, on the mercenary. Called Call to Arms. You just take that. It's a never-ending mission that just gives you some extra credits every time you kill a pirate. No, Dunkel, I was flying it yesterday. Out of Lowville. So it shouldn't be here. You can also see there's a hold illegal surveillance mission. These take like 5, maybe tops 10 minutes to complete, and they pay 20,000 Alpha USC. Yeah, you're right. Group very high threat, very high risk threats are definitely the most lucrative. But if he's new, which I assume since he's saving up for his first prospector, then I would assume he doesn't have access to the very high threat level missions yet. So that's why I recommend stuff like hold illegal surveillance, because they're really, really good for getting some quick cash. Also, I found the claim jumper missions. basically the claim jumper missions, if you really just want to shoot and pew pew things all day long, take the remove claim jumpers, because that mission have you go into a mining site in space around one of the Lagrange clouds, and you need to go and kill a number of turrets sitting there. They will shoot back at you, but if you just ignore the turrets, you can easily stay out of range of them. They will keep spawning in enemy ships, and they are all flying prospectors, so they have very little shield, and they have very poor weapons, and you can just kill prospectors to your heart's content all day. I was sitting the other day, and I was just killing prospectors over and over and over again. While they are hostile, they don't necessarily have a bounty, but with call to arms, you still get anywhere from 500. You can see the price down here, anywhere from 500 to 1,000 credits per kill. And they just keep spawning in and in and in all the time in batches of like 5 or 6 at the time. Just comes in wave after wave after wave. And it doesn't scale up. It's not like they become more and more difficult. It's just the same wave spawning over and over again. And you just keep killing these to your heart's content. So if you get an average of, let's say 700, most of them are 500. Let's say you're very unlucky, you only get 500 per kill. And there are 5 spawning. That's 2,500 alpha UC per wave. A wave takes maybe 5 minutes to clear. So we're looking at, it's not a lot, like it's 30 maybe ish, 30,000. I'll say anywhere between 30 and 50,000 an hour doing that, but it's completely just, you know, brains off. I just go and just keep shooting the red things. I don't know. It's an alternative if you don't want to spend all that time traveling and just want to keep shooting without thinking about anything. Oh, I didn't say that he couldn't do the very highs. I mean, you can do very highs in almost any ship if you're decent. But I think if you're a newer player, it takes some time getting the standing up to do the missions. No, what I wanted to do while we wait was to go out and just take a look at what New Deal has on display out here. They usually have something. They have a hammerhead on display out here, but I don't feel like I want to go and do a full hammerhead tour right now. Also because anybody can come here and they can walk around the hammerhead themselves if they want to. I feel like the amount of time we have, we can do a Phoenix tour. Can we get some power on? Just want to see if we can get some lights on in here.
Welcome to Public Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check. Welcome to Public Space Industries.
Open cargo bay.
System check.
Power off.
System off.
We should have power on.
Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check.
No, but no lights apparently. We're not gonna get any lights on. That's a bit of a shame. Oh, there's actually light on in here. Okay. This is the constellation Phoenix, which is, imagine it being basically a private jet. I think that's the best way to explain the purpose of this ship. It's not really intended as like a exploration ship, like or touring ship, as there's like some of the Origin ships. It is more intended as being like a private jet that takes you from A to B. And that's also why you will see the entrance, just like in a jet. It's kind of weird, like the only entrance is out here through the crew area, through that elevator. So I kind of feel like it's missing a passenger entrance, but I guess that's the same doing an airplane. You also enter through the area where the crew kind of prepares food. So I don't know. number of cabins in here. Again, because just similarly to if it was a private jet, there's no like ensuite or bathrooms or anything for these. It's just small rooms with a bed where you can just go in and sleep, and that's it. And same thing over here. Then you have some more traditional seating where you can sit down, enjoy the view as you're traveling. And over here, again, table for in-flight meals or something like that. Very well-equipped bar, so you can definitely have some parties on here if you want to. It comes with... Where's the button for this? Should be a hot tub underneath this one. Nope. Don't know where that is. We have a slightly bigger cabin in here with a double bed. Back here, we have a small airlock that takes you out to the cockpit of the little fighter sitting here in the back. So there's a little ship you can enter. And then you can launch the ship. You go and see it from the outside. And the final thing is right here on the floor. There's an elevator taking you into the cargo hold, where there's a, I would say for the size of the ship, a pretty spacious cargo hold. That can be lowered down like so to take on cargo if need be. And back here you can see the fighter sitting up there. So there you can go into the fighter and you can undock that from back here. It's a pretty neat ship, I think. But I'm kind of missing a guest entrance, and I'm also kind of missing at least one toilet that's not the porta potty out in the crew area.
Definitely take a look around. Got some. Stop right here.
Now we got ourselves a Starfarer. Oh, that is the big boat. Hangar 5. The 600i is... Yeah, but the 600i and the Phoenix also has two slightly different purposes. The 600i is your medium-sized yacht, basically. So it's intended for like a leisure cruise kind of thing. You're cruising around. You're probably expected to spend extended periods of times on it, like weeks, maybe months at a time. Whereas the Phoenix, as I said, is more of like a private jet. It's intended to take you from A to B. And it's not something you are expected to be spending, like, you need to be living on for weeks at a time. Now, this, as I said, is the Starfarer. The Starfarer is a refueling ship. And that's the ship that's going to be doing all the refueling in the next patch, when we get ship-to-ship refueling. And the big parts back here, all these, are the fuel canisters. We can't control those yet. That's going to come in the next patch. Just listen to those doors. I love this door. This is the best part of the ship in my opinion. Listen to this. Aw. Door's broken. We didn't get the clunk at the end. That's the best part. There we go. That little boom at the end when it closes. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly run up to the cockpit because I don't want to sit in the hangar for too long. I am gonna give you a proper tour, starting in the cargo bay. But I just don't want to get the ship impounded for sitting too long in the hangar. Monsters do have a soft spot for very industrial looking ships. Oh, you're gonna love this ship then. This has industrial looking ship all over it. Come on. Get the power, thank you. Engines. Shields and weapons. Let's contact air traffic control.
You are clear to launch.
Now we have to wait for the hangars to open up all the way because, as you can see, this thing is barely fitting inside the hangar here. So we need all the space we can. Lower game audio. Yeah, just give me a second until I have this thing in the air. And it'll go and adjust it. One thing that's funny about this thing is this. Look at this. This is full throttle upwards. And it's not taking off. I have to use the boost in order to get this thing off the ground. There we go. A little bit of boost and then we are flying. Make sure we clear the hangar. Set the autopilot. And then just give me a second as I adjust game volume a little bit. Okay, I have pulled the game audio back a little bit. I hope this is better. Let me just actually go and minimize that again. Yeah, as is with all these all the MISC ships, the cockpit view is not amazing. I mean, maybe from the actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep going up. Maybe from the prospector, it's actually okay. Oh, looks like we got some guests here. Oh, landing gear up. Oh, it has VTOL? Nah, I'm trying to activate VTOL here. I'm not getting anything. I'm not seeing anything. Alright, while we are just getting a little bit more altitude, I just want to go and see if we can find a spot on the planet here in the daylight. Because, why would it not let me select these? That is a little annoying. It is in VTOL. Now it's not in VTOL. I don't see the difference, to be honest. Alright, you know what? Let's just let's get this thing on the other side of the planet. That was the one I had in mind. Shields are not charging. Yeah, I need to move pips over. There we go. Now they're charging. I just had all pips to engines to get as much power out of this thing as I could. I just let this thing figure out its quantum jump. Come on. There we go. Was this not the stream where I planned to do the interior thing in Elite Dangerous? It was. But then Frontier said no and delayed the content. So we get it later. We're gonna get it later this week. I pushed that live stream to Friday. So if you're interested in that, come by on Fridays, same time as this live stream, and then we'll do the fleet carrier interiors. Hopefully we'll have it by then. If they delay it once more, then I'll just have to push that live stream again. And I'll keep pushing it until Frontier. So let's previous planned stream was Frontiered. Yeah, exactly. We'll see. If they push it again, I'm just gonna postpone until Tuesday, and if we don't make it by next Tuesday, we're gonna push it to Friday, and we're gonna keep pushing it between Fridays and Tuesdays for as long as we have to. Now, I'm purposely not going very fast because, well, this thing doesn't handle very well. It doesn't. No, let me rephrase that. This thing doesn't handle. Period. I mean, the 890 jump feels maneuverable and light compared to this. Equivalent to a T9. Even the T9 feels light compared to this thing. It really does feel like something that is barely flying. Okay, so people ask if it's that sluggish. I'm going to try to give it full upwards pitch here. That's full upwards pitch, full downwards pitch. And roll the other way, full roll. You can try yawing. Don't really know what those green areas are. Let's go over to the ones over there. They look interesting. We're also getting close to the surface now, so we should prepare for landing. Probably lower our landing gear. No. There we go.
Landing gear down.
Gonna pull the space brake here. Pull the space brake. Pulling the space brake. As we are setting this thing down. There we go. On the ground. Beautiful. We are just gonna turn the engines off. Thank you, Thomas. I have been practicing. Okay. So let's do the quick tour. We have a cargo hangar back here. As you can see, nice and spacious. Some of you may find this familiar from the Xeno Threat event. If we go back here, we have a hallway. And a door. This is a airlock. Close that. So these rooms here are intended to be spacesuit storage, basically. So you could put spacesuits in here and in here, and then if you need to disembark, you do that through the docking collar there. So that's your entry and exit in and out. And again, this way then works as an airlock, like so. That's all there is there. All that really is there is just airlocks. If you want to go anywhere else in the ship, you have to go in here. Up the stairs. Now, from here, you can either go out of this door here that takes you out to the catwalk. There's a catwalk over there as well. I'm not going to do that now. You're going to go in here to another airlock. That takes us outside. So we're now outside. We can see the canisters here. We're on the rear of the ship right now, where there's this catwalk. And the plan is that you're going to be able to control the refueling from here. There's going to be some kind of arm. I'm going to assume they're going to put it underneath the ship here somewhere. That you can extend out like a nozzle. You extend out that way, and then other ships can come up and they can dock to that nozzle. And then you're going to be able to control the fuel from out here. And you're going to be able to both set the prices for the fuel, and you're also going to be the one manually turning pumps on and off. And if you pump too much, the excess fuel is going to be vented into space. So yeah. There are some elevators here that we're going to come back to in a minute. But we are not going to look at those now. There's one on either side, here and here. We're going to come back to those. Back in here. This one here takes us out to this catwalk here, where we can go across. Let's actually just do this first. So here you have the other catwalk. Here. This leads you into like a cargo observation deck kind of thing. Then you get into escape pods. And after the escape pods, we arrive at the cockpit, where of course you have pilot seat, co-pilot seat, and you have a captain's chair, which we of course have to sit in. So you can sit here and command the ship. And here you have engineering stations, where you are also going to be able to control the fuel flow from these panels back here. So the other thing we can do is, if we come, this is the catwalk here, we can come the other way And we go up the stairs here. And this takes us to a very, very confusing deck. So, okay, I hope you have good spatial awareness because this is gonna get very confusing. We came up the stairs here. We're gonna head over here. Here we get lift access again up to an upper floor. But we're not gonna explore this floor yet, but just know that here we can get up to the next level. Opposite. You know what, let's just try to go here first. Over at this end here, there's another lift that also takes you up to that level that we just saw, and we're gonna go and explore that in a minute. So we came from the stairs here, we walked across here. I don't think this will... Oh, right, this is into one of the, like, Jeffrey's tubes. And there's a ladder up here, and again, upper level, we're gonna come to the upper level. And this is basically just a maintenance area. Going backwards. We can again see we got access into these maintenance areas. We come back here to more escape pods. I'm gonna finish this side of the ship. And now we are in the wings above the fuel canisters. You can see that here. And this takes you back to a turret seat. We can see the turret opposite it there. So you're going to be sitting upside down in those turrets, but you can control those turrets from back here by entering the seats right there. Yeah, I told you just guys, I got lost a lot when I was recording this video for the one that's going to come out hopefully tomorrow. But what we can also do is we can... So this was where we went into all the Jeffrey's tube here. We came in here, and we went in there. We could also head in towards the center of the ship, where there is a useless area in here. Then we have access to this small room with engines, question mark, I think. Forward of that, we have the gravity generator. Further forward again, we get into this airlock, where we have, again, storage for spacesuits and elevators that takes us outside here. Remember? I told you about those elevators there. Those take you up to that airlock up here. That then takes you back into the gravity generator. Okay, opposite side of the ship. Nope, that's not right. This is the opposite side of the ship. We have another hallway similar to the one we just went in on the opposite side. So we were just over there. Now we're here. And there's another turret access. There. Okay, moving forward. More maintenance hatches there. And now we are back here where the stairs are, where we came up originally. Ta-da! That is that deck. This elevator goes up. And now we are up on the habitation deck. You remember there were two elevators that led up? One is in here, in this very big elevator room. And one is over here on the opposite side. And in between you have another turret access for the turret on the roof of the ship. Then, let's start with the main room here. We have a mess hall. There are seating. there is kitchen and access to the captain's quarters. Table with a missing chair, but you can imagine you can sit here and you can watch the state of the ship. Very, very nice bed, I guess. And a toilet, shower, combi thing here. And a nice window outside. So those are the captain's quarters. The crew gets beds like this. 6 of them, all in rows. Some storage here, here, here. And in here you have changing rooms and him and her's toilets, again with the built-in shower heads. Come on, let me out. There we go. And the final door is this one over here, where there is a ladder. Remember I told you about that ladder I said we'd come back to? That is that ladder here. Where we can go back down. And we're coming out here again. So that is... Oh, hold on. No. Where's the... Where is the... I think the reason why the ship seems so much bigger than it does on the outside... Hold on. This one, this door, yes. That's right. I think it's because it's a lot of narrow corridors, and it just makes it feel a lot more spacious, whereas even though this ship is smaller, I think, than the 890, the 890 is a lot of open spaces. Big hangars, big open spaces in the middle there. And it makes the ship feel more luxurious, but less spacious, actually, than it is. Yeah, and this ship, when the lights are off, is absolutely creepy. It's actually not this... Yes, you are right, Alex. Let me just show you what the purpose of this ship is. I will just go and I'll find a video. See if I can find it. See if I can find the right one. Where is the refueling one? Ah, here it is. Found it. Let me get you guys over here as well.
The experience we're trying to build with refueling is a bit of an interconnectedness between the players.
It's the first player-to-player trade that we will offer in the game.
Refueling is another support career that we think is very important for Star Citizen. Until now, ships were pretty much able to get fuel out of the thin air, and that was not the goal for all ships. That was supposed to be something very specific to certain ships that have that functionality. Right now, all of the ships that, let's say, are basic fighter ship, they're not going to have that functionality. They will have to rely on someone bringing fuel to them.
In our first iteration of refueling right now, we sadly don't have the quantum beacon set up yet. So if you run out of fuel, you ask for someone in chat who owns a Starfarer to come by and refuel you. This person with a Starfarer needs to get fuel from any station.
Instead of buying it into the ship,
I'm just going to pause it here. Those are the new interfaces, and you can see, notice the different, you have the 6 different canisters here on the right, and you can see some of them says hydrogen fuel, and some of them says quantum fuel. And as far as I remember, you're going to be able to, choose what fuel you have in it. So you can have like all quantum, you have all hydrogen, or you can have a little bit of both.
ship's fuel tank, you buy it into the Starfarer's fuel pods, which can be filled either with quantum fuel or hydrogen fuel, depending on whatever is the need on the market.
We do this through the current service app that we have updated. So the same way you used to repair and refuel your ships before, now you will have some extra controls that will let you decide what goes inside a fuel tank.
Once you have purchased the fuel and you want to adjust the price that the others have to pay for the fuel that you have in your Starfarer now.
At this point, the refueler player has to fly all the way to where the person is stranded, in the middle of nowhere, and the docking operation can begin.
Docking complete. Engines offline.
Once they have docked with you, they use the same MobiGlass interface to make a request for fuel. We're introducing something called an escrow service that basically takes the money for the transaction and only starts paying it out as the transaction advances. So if for whatever reason you either cancel the transaction or pirates show up and you have to do an emergency undock, there should be no money loss as fuel is paid for as it is dispensed.
Once the payment request was received on the Starfarer, you have to open the dedicated fuel pods that hold the dedicated fuel for that transfer and activate the nozzle.
You have to remember that the target ship will only take as much fuel as they have actually paid for. So if somebody asked for 500 units of quantum and you open the nozzle at full throttle and send 2,000 their way, well, then most of that fuel is just gonna spill into space and you're gonna lose it. And so there's a bit of yes, people want somebody who's very fast and efficient, but don't burn your own fuel.
Once the entire fuel was delivered to the docked ship, the attached ship can undock and both parties can go their way. Right now we are still iterating a lot over the UI parts. What we don't want to do is throw all the data directly in your face. It should all be readable and accessible for all the players.
As we keep delving further and further into other solar systems, we do not want to create this gamey thing where there's always fuel for everything. There's always everything you need.
You might end up in systems where there is nothing. There is no civilization at all, there are no stations, there are not even people.
There needs to be that scarcity of resources, and if you want to get a major endeavor going, you have to think of all the logistics of it, and fuel is one big part of that.
Refueling is the next major milestone for life in the persistent universe, and is making its long-awaited debut in Star Citizen's upcoming Alpha 3.17 release.
There we go. Oh, pause that again. So that's the point with the Starfarer and why I decided to get it, because we're gonna get all that gameplay with refueling in the next patch. I'm not sure how much sense refueling is necessarily going to make in the 3.17 patch, as we still only have the standard system where you have fuel everywhere. You just dock at any station, you're gonna have plenty of fuel. So to start with, it's probably just going to be, for the launch, try it out. But later on down the road, it's going to be, I think, a much more integrated, a much more important part of the game. So yeah, that's cool, right? I think what we're going to do is we're going to take this thing back to Lorville. Get you guys back in game here. The sun is also setting here on the planet. Oh, it's probably... Oh, that was power.
Hello. How can Miss help you today? Systems on.
Yeah, refueling will be useful for smaller ships with smaller capacities for sure. Just my throttle limiter. Point this thing upwards. Let's get out of the atmosphere with this thing. So what we'll do now is we'll fly back to Lorville. We'll put this thing back in the hangar. Then we're gonna get a smaller ship. I'm thinking the something like a. We can also rent one. Something small and fast. We'll see what. I'll see what we can come up with when we get there. What kind of ship we want to fly. So I'm just gonna go and request that. And then we're gonna head out to Microtech and play around out there. Set our route to Lorville. And then we need to wait. 100i. I was actually thinking the M50 maybe. Have I tried the stealth ship? No, unfortunately not. A lot of ships I haven't tried. Actually, we can give that some more throttle now that we are leaving the planet. Should be out of the atmosphere here in a second. Come on. Jesus Christ. Okay. We are on target, calibrated, and it's time to go.
Landing gear up.
And the map really needs an overhaul, I agree. Whee! Hello, Lorville. Oh, great. We're going to be flying over Lorville at the night in this boat. Okay, we better put some power to engines. Okay, so that should be the tower. Is that it? Oh, I'm upside down. Hold on. This is why this doesn't make sense. So those lights there... Yeah, okay, so those lights there are the tower. Yeah, okay, now it makes sense, okay. The red lights on the tower, and you can see those blue holograms in front of it. That's the spaceport. Probably throttle this down a little bit. thing is slow. I know I can put up the throttle limiter, but I don't want to because then I'm gonna crash it. Nearing restricted area. See the spaceport up there in front of us? Boat is massive. I think we're far enough that we can begin the descent down towards the spaceport. Gonna begin slowing us down. Gotta contact ATC.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
There is our landing bay. Pull the space brake a little bit. We're gonna come in here. Gonna line us up over. I'm gonna keep my nose pointing downwards right now. Hold the space brake. There we go again. Nice and centered almost. There we go. Then we're gonna keep pushing forward. Oh, no, no. Space brake, space brake, space brake. Ah, stop! Full reverse. No, we hit it. Oh. Landing gear.
Landing gear down.
There we go. And we're down. Turn everything off. Let's get out of this thing. It's a very thick ship. Question for D2A and those who use a HOSAS setup. I'm considering getting a Verbal Constellation grip and the C-bar plus right. Yeah. Are the grips enough, or would you recommend the control panels? I would personally like, if you're using dual sticks, I feel like for both Elite and Star Citizen, I'm running out of buttons. You can use your keyboard, of course, if you don't want to go and pay for an extra control panel. But I would recommend it. We're way off. Look at that. We're landing here. The center line was in here and it's way off there. But hey, it's in the hangar and it's on the right. It's right way up, and it's in one piece. I mean, that's better than most of my landings. Perfect landing. Only a few, probably not very important people were killed. Okay, now we're gonna go out and we're gonna play around out on Microtech. I want to see if we can spot some of the features that were mentioned in the latest Inside Star Citizen video. I was thinking, how much range do we have on the M5? Does it have enough quantum to make it all the way out to But M5. Just look at it. M50. Look at it. It's beautiful and it goes fast. I just don't know if it has... If you gave it an Atlas drive, it can make the trip. But I don't have an Atlas drive for it. We could try to make a detour. Because if we can't make it in one go, we can either go her L4 and then Microtech L1, or then maybe all the way to Microtech if we can make that. Or we could go ARC L4 and then there. What do you guys think? Or we could take... Yeah, okay, you know what? You're right, Dongle. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do it the boring way. I just haven't been flying the M5 in ages. Or M50 in ages, so I kinda... Microtech is pretty this time of year. I agree. You know what? We're gonna take the 350. And then we're gonna go to Port Tresla and we're gonna swap ships out. What's the problem? I have a refueling ship. True. That makes me think. I mean, that thing is not too big. I think maybe the wings are too wide. The wings are probably too wide. I'm thinking if it will go in through the hangar at the back, but I think it's too wide. I think those wings is gonna spoil it for us. Come on. They fold? I don't think they fold. We're just gonna take the 350. Now, you know what? I want another. I've been wanting like a 100i for so long. I'm gonna go and buy one. We're gonna scrap the 350. Not scrap it, but store it. And now we are on Lorville. They don't fold, do they? Let's go and buy ourselves a new ship. He's also buying new ships. I don't think I can use it. Nope. Okay, we have to queue up to buy our new ship then. Hold on, let me just check something. here we go. Here it is. So I just want to check the origin, the 85X. Oh, look at... It can make the 32 million. Make the 32 million. How much distance do we have? 38. Distance, so 38. No. It cannot make 38. That means we would have... Yeah, it is a nice sightseeing ship, isn't it?
Inventory you're gonna want to check out. Real nice.
34. Okay, let's try 35. Nope, it won't make 35. Okay, you know what? Screw it. I want the X55, and I know it can't make it in one go, but I'm gonna take some stops because it looks like it has enough fuel to make 32. Yeah, but it can't make 35. So that means I just need to cut a little bit distance off. So I'm gonna take a detour to. Yeah, but I there's no ship. I don't think there's any way I can buy these modules here on Lawwell, is there?
I think you just made one hell of a good decision.
I love this ship. It's actually right here, but we're gonna go and play around with it. Because what kind of drive, if we wanted to be able to make that, what kind of drive would we need? Max distance. So the fastest drive that will go around 50. That would actually be that one, a burst drive. It won't make all the way R-Corp Microtech. You want to say Atlas? How fast is Atlas? That's actually not... It's not terrible. Max distance. Where's the Atlas? Yeah, where can I get the Atlas again? Atlas in Hurl 5. Atlas at Hurl 5? Okay, you know what? Screw it. That's gonna be my new transport get around boat because I love the 85X. We gotta go to Hurl 5 first. Detour. Oh, maybe I should spawn the ship first. Hold on. Origin 85X Limited. This is like the sports car of Star Citizen. It's tiny, but it is so fun to fly, and it's a great sightseeing ship. And when we put that Atlas drive in it, it's gonna go everywhere we need it to. But was it Hangar 9? And we're gonna take a small detour out and buy an Atlas drive for it, and then we're gonna go to Microtech. What kind of times are we actually looking at, travel time-wise? That's not terrible, actually. Microtech R-Corp in 8 minutes. 5 minutes for... That's okay. And... behold! It's quite a bit smaller than what we had last time. But just look at it. Enter pilot seat. It's a double-seater, by the way. It's about $500,000. You can see here it has 2 seats, so you can bring a passenger with you as well. Lower down the canopy. Power on everything. Rebalance pips. Contact ATC. We're gonna take a proper look at it when we get it in space. Don't you worry. No ATC? Try to call them again. There we go.
You are clear to launch.
Oh, beautiful weather for flying. Let's go fly into that sunrise. Move that throttle limiter and give those engines everything they can. Get the landing gear up. Yeah, it's night and day. This is not even... I just told them to just reposition that camera a little bit. There we go. How pretty is that? I love this ship. Oh, I have missed you. I have missed you. Pearl 5, here we come. Can we clear the atmosphere? Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, there's still some atmosphere, hold on. That's more like it. Is it an upgradable ship? What do I mean upgradable? What happened there? Oh.
Sending you a little special something.
Let's fire out some chat. To avoid the missiles. I'm just gonna use our speed. Get away. There we go. We're gone. Ah, the age-old question. Which one do I like more, Elite or Star Citizen? And as always, it depends. There are some things that Elite does way better than Star Citizen, and there are other things that Star Citizen does way better than Elite. Exactly. Dongle is asking the right questions. Why all when you can have and? It just... So... okay, allow me to elaborate a little bit. For instance, the mining in Star Citizen is superb. I love the way they've implemented it. So whenever I have that mining urge, I'm gonna fire off Star Citizen. I might still, if I want to do some more relaxed mining, I might still want to boot up Elite, but most of the time I'll go into Star Citizen. However, if I feel like doing some exploration, like find new planets, or just like go into the black, I'm gonna fire up Elite. And so each of them offers something different. Most of the on-foot gameplay, I would probably play that in Star Citizen. They have it way better implemented than they have in Elite. But then there are other things they do better in. Way better in Star Citizen. On-foot is better in Star Citizen than in Elite. But there are other things they do better in Elite. So it really depends. Like, what do I feel like doing this evening, right? So then I'll boot up one game or the other. So, Nails have a comment saying that not many new planets to fight Star Citizen at the moment, and that is true. But exploration is different in Star Citizen. In Elite, you go and you explore and you find a planet, and once you've seen one or two locations on that planet, you've kind of seen what that planet has to offer. And you likely have seen what all the planets in that system has to offer. There might be some like special views if you are close to a gas giant or have other planets close to each other or close to a star or whatever. That's going to offer some special views, and that's definitely worth searching for. That's also something that I do look for when I'm out exploring Elite. Exploration, at least the way Star Citizen is at the moment, is much more. I could spend maybe an evening or two exploring just one planet. Because there's going to be so much, there is already so much stuff on that one planet, and the terrain is going to be so varied that... Where's the station? Why am I... Oh, the G-forces. I see. And we're actually going to go and do some exploration in Star Citizen here in a second when we get a new quantum drive installed in this thing. You know what? I don't want to quantum that. We can just fly that manually. We're going so fast. Here's a trick when approaching space stations. Well, never point straight at them. Because if you overshoot, then you're going to fly into the space station. But if you point right next to them and you overshoot, you're just going to fly past it. Pull the space brake. And we have stopped. Oh. I should put cruise control off here. Alright, let's go and contact ATC. Let's get ourselves a landing pad.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Pull that throttle limiter way down here. So we have more fine control over the ship. We don't need the speed for landing. But we do need our landing gear.
Landing gear deployed.
Nice and steady. Nice and steady. Coming in over the landing pad. Keep it level. And... touchdown.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Lucas says, well, if Star Citizen performed like Elite, Elite would be dead. So currently, just gonna turn on my little FPS meter here. give it some time to figure this out. Come on. NVIDIA, you broken? It seems the NVIDIA overlay is broken. Great. Then we have to do it the old-fashioned way. Currently sitting at around 40. It's very small. It's around 40 FPS right now. So that's about the same. Yeah, I know the FPS meter's behind the camera. It's about the same FPS as I would see in a conflict zone in Elite. I don't know why that's not registering it. Okay, let's go and buy ourselves an Atlas drive. Oh, no, that's the medical center. We're here? Yeah, here we go. Elevators. Only recently joined Star Citizen based on your channel, but I am reading some worrying dev or lack thereof news. Is it worth investing a few years in this game? What do you mean lack of dev news? They have Q&As, every other week? And every other week they have Inside Star Citizen. They have the roadmap that's being updated every other week as well, with the sprint updates. I mean, the information is there. I don't... People who say that they don't... that the CIG do not communicate, I don't get it. I mean... They post so many videos, so many, like, behind-the-scenes things. I think the problem some people might have with it, and I can see the argument there, is that... that sometimes they will go and say, oh, we're gonna do this and this and that, and then later turns out that a certain feature is gonna be scrapped. But that could either be because they decide it doesn't work at the game, but it could also be because of player feedback. I don't know. I think the communication that CIG is doing is pretty good. I have no problems with it. I mean, it's certainly better than what Frontier is doing. That's for sure. Yeah, there was the whole roadmap thing was hold on, Atlas drive. And it's cheap too. I like cheap drives. There was the whole problem where they were making some changes to their roadmap. And they had a really unfortunate wording where they, so basically, just for the people who didn't follow that whole drama thing, they used to have basically two roadmaps. One that would show like the broader picture, and like when is a certain thing gonna be added to it, and then they had like a progress tracker where you could just see what are the progress of each individual feature, but that progress tracker wouldn't necessarily have any release date. You could just follow the progress of a feature. So if you wanted to know how far is refueling along, then you could go and you could check on the refueling, you could see what state that specific feature was in on the progress tracker. And they wanted to get away with having two different ways of displaying it because, and this is where the drama came in, what they said was, when they had this like update by update thing, it sometimes created a bit of noise. Hold on, got a photobomb this guy. Damn it. They sometimes say it created noise, and a lot of people took that like the feedback they were getting, that the people feel like they were giving CIG, that they just saw that as noise, and that got a lot of people really angry. And I can kind of see that. I don't think that was the way they meant it, but I can see why there was a really unfortunate wording. So yeah. But the point is, they changed that roadmap over so they only had one view instead of the two different ones, because sometimes if they had a... If people saw a feature for a given patch and that feature was then either scrapped or moved to a later patch, people would see that as a broken promise, because they were promised that feature in a given patch and now they pulled it back. So I can kind of see where they're coming from. That maybe it should be communicated more clearly that what that view was not a promise what's going to be in the patch, but a this is what we're working towards, and it may not be ending up like that in the future. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. As A says, there people treated the patch view where you could see what came in each patch as basically like a patch note instead of a plan. And they were seeing that as, when it was in that view, it was a promise that was going to happen. Which wasn't the case. And that's why they ultimately decided to get rid of that view, and they received a lot of flack over that. Because they decided to display the same information, they just displayed differently. That created a lot of attention, apparently. But I am still grateful that we have a roadmap. I mean, regardless of how they communicated, there is a roadmap, and as with all roadmaps are not a promise, it's a plan, and as we all know, every plan, or no plan in history has ever decided first contact with the enemy, or in this case, with actual development. So... Oh, hello. It's happy. It's happy little boat. So anyway, that was that whole thing. But you can argue as much as you want about whether the way CRG is communicating is good or bad, or whether people are misunderstanding what is a promise and what is not. But regardless, I think that whatever CRG is doing is, communication-wise, is way better than what Frontier has been showing here the last, well, since almost forever. They had a brief period after Odyssey where they did really, really well. And then November came, and then things began to go south from there, and then December came, and then Frontier just disappeared, and now we haven't heard from them since the beginning, or since middle of September. 16th of December was the last time we saw a live stream from Frontier about Elite Dangerous, or any other kind of news other than the basics. Hey, there's a patch this date, this patch has been delayed. Other than fleet carrier series, we still have no idea what's coming in the 11 patch that's delivered later this week. No idea. We know fleet carrier series, but other than that, I don't know what's in it at all.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Alright, let's head to Microtech. No power?
Shield system inactive. Shield system active. Weapons active. Engines active.
Why is there no power? Let's try to reboot the whole ship.
Deactivated.
There we go.
Jumpworks at your service. Core system operational. Quantum drive activated. Landing gear raised.
People says, I think Frontier is running heavily up against limitations of the engine, and I'm not sure how to overcome them. Or Frontier just doesn't have the resources. I think you're right, and I think their way of handling the communication around this is wrong. If they are facing problems, it's fine that you're stalling for a little bit. Like, if they were stalling for like 1 or 2 weeks, I could understand that if they had something they needed to clear internally. But like mid-September, December, January, February, we're getting close to the middle of March now. Yes, we will, Dungle, watch the Inside Star Citizen. But middle of March, now, that's 3 months, depending on where you are in the world, that or that. 3 months. I mean, that's too long. They need to begin to speak up, and if they are facing massive issues with the engine they're not going to be able to deliver, at least come out and say, hey, this is where we are right now. We still maybe have a few avenues we want to explore. Maybe we can get it to work, but this is where we are right now. Do I still believe in shipping? No. Shipping materials in Elite is not going to happen. Is that because of their stock price? I really don't hope that's the case. If Frontier's throwing the player base under the bus by just completely like silent treatment the whole community because they're afraid of the reaction from the shareholders. I mean, come on. If that is the case, have they learned nothing from the Odyssey launch? That was exactly the same problem with the Odyssey launch, where they threw the community under the bus by releasing a half-finished update because they wanted to please their investors. And what happened? This happened. Frontier stock has dropped to half the price. People are angry with them. So if they're doing the same thing now, where they're keeping silent because they don't want to have angry investors, and they're just throwing the community under the bus again, then there is no coming back from this. Anyway, while we are in Quantum, what we're going to do is I'm going to go and find the next Inside Star Citizen video, and I'm going to show you what it is we will be looking for now. Okay, here it is. Found it. Okay, so let's watch this.
Rivers are more than just water. They're a place to explore. They're a place to find harvestables that you can pick up. They're a place where everything is amplified versus the surrounding terrain. And the very first river will be in 317 through the hills of Microtech.
Yay!
Since this time last year, we started to take rivers from what was a pretty tech demo to something we could release. We thought we were ready to put this out in 316. We were pretty happy with what we had, but we still needed some more changes to bring it ready to put out into the PU. We started by doing a refactor.
So basically, we know that this river is going to be there, and we're going to be trying to find areas that kind of looks like this when we're going to go and explore. We're not going to be able to find the river today as we are in patch 316. This is added in 317.
All of our object scattering, so we can have far more power and far more performance when we're distributing objects across the planet. One of the biggest things I wanted to improve as well was to increase the density around the rivers, but without increasing the global density of our objects, this was going to be difficult, which led me to work on on-demand spawn points, a system where we can pass a position to the biome builder and will automatically scatter appropriate assets at that location. We now procedurally place on-demand spawn points along the length of the river and around the basin. One of the major things that we had to add was dressing presets, which allow us to add specific objects around locations like rivers. And we also had to build the river mesh from the ground up, which involves spline mesh building, which took a long time. That did sadly mean that we missed 316, but it's all the better for it, as we've worked on all of these different interactions for the player with the rivers. For example, as of 317, you may now walk down into rivers and oceans as long as you are wearing a helmet. You may explore underwater. You keep your helmet on, you won't drown. You can now drive GravLab bikes over both oceans and rivers without just falling through and exploding.
How awesome is that gonna be?
We also have harvestables around the river's edge for you to explore and collect. We also did a rework of our water caustic system, meaning that there are water caustics thrown by the river and its basin, both onto objects above the water like your ship or trees or rocks, and onto the surface below.
How awesome is that gonna be?
Planet Content team haven't had a full chance to take a visit of the oceans yet, so while there are assets down there, you can expect improvements in coming patches. The next big improvement to rivers is going to be fizz areas, so you can throw things into the river and watch them flow down, as well as work on the foliage shader, which is going to create more varied and seasonal foliage across our planets as well as just the rivers. In the future, what I want is for an artist to be creating a planet and say, okay, I'm happy with the elevation, let's create a river system, and for it to be done. And we're not quite at that stage yet. Each river is maybe 1 or 2 clicks, but it needs to be hundreds of rivers per planet without even thinking about it. The river in 317 doesn't have any missions or QT markers to find it with, so you will have to go exploring to find it, although hopefully this video has been a help.
River tech is more than just
There was the good aerial views at the beginning. Like, kind of that. But there's really not a lot to go by here.
So we can have far more power and far more performance when we're distributing objects across the planet. One of the big...
I don't know. We'll have to see. In the meantime, we have arrived. Maybe I should go back in game. So let's take a look at the planet here. I'm thinking that we're gonna have to look at some of these darker areas, because I think a lot of these wider areas is going to be basically snow and ice. So we're actually just above an area. Should we try to go down there just to see what we can find? Hey, we are at, we reached the goal. How high are we up? Quite high. Okay, we're gonna bust. Okay, we need to have some suggestions for the light goal. What do you guys want as a discount code today? While you do that, I'm just gonna get ready for setting up the discount code for you guys. Let's see here. Here, discounts. Oh, what was that? Oh, okay, just a pending order. That's fine. Wait, let me just quickly check chat. River Song. Oh, there's some Doctor Who. I think it's gonna be something with rivers, doesn't it? I think I have a good idea. Let's call it 317 rivers. 317 rivers. There we go. So that means now you can go to d2eastore.com and you can use the discount code 317 rivers, and then you're gonna get 10% off. And again, that code's gonna be valid until the end of the live stream, at which point I'm going to remove it. %10 off merchandise at the d2astore.com, where you can buy merchandise. As always, it's gonna be lasting until the end of the live stream, and then I'm gonna take it away again. Hey, we got spam bots on YouTube. Be gone, bot. Oh, Stream Elements is fast. There we go. We have reached, I don't know, quote-unquote orbit. I mean, how would we even go about locating this river? I mean, I know we can't, but we can't find it now, but maybe we can just check out some of the different biomes and see which one kind of looks right. So, we did see some mountains-ish, but they weren't like mountains. They were not snow-covered mountains. Like what you can see over there. So behind the clouds over there, you can kind of see snow. They were snow-covered. God, I wish there were mineable material, proper mineable materials in this area. Let's get some more altitude. So, we go back to the video.
16. We were pretty happy with what we had, but we still needed some more changes to bring it ready to put out into the PU. We started by doing a refactor all of our objects.
See, they are, like, the hills are very flat. It's more like rolling hills than, like, sharp peaks. But if they were to make sense, We see, we didn't really see sharp peaks like we see over there. There's actually a cluster of asteroids over there. Sorry, I have to go and check. I don't need this actually, I can just look at them. They're not continuum. Hand binables. We have a little bit of snow there, but again, these hills over here is just way too... way too pointy. Let's get some more altitude so we get a better layout of the land. That area over there, behind the mountains on the other side, maybe? I'm looking to see if I can find any oceans with water in them. I think I'm gonna try that direction there. That looks... Good. I'm just gonna put it full throttle and then autopilot. Then we can kind of fly. Yeah, the ocean, but there... I'm just thinking there must be water somewhere on the like non-frozen part of the planet. I know there are frozen oceans. Okay, so all the oceans are frozen. Let's go and clear out the clouds a little bit. Look at that mountain peak there. We do not have autopilot, we have cruise control. Oh, look at that, though. How awesome is that? I mean, come on. So I've just set it to the fastest cruise control. Look at those swirly patterns there. That's kind of fun. Let's disable cruise control. Let's go back and take a look at those. This kind of looks like a dried out riverbed. Put that speed limiter down. Oh, is that just me? With all the exposed rocks. You know what? This area here is not too... Maybe it's a bit too flat. But, and the tree density might not be there. It seems like they're a little less higher up in the video. I mean, this kind of area looks promising to me. Yeah, it kind of does look like a dried out riverbed. I mean, the rivers are not here yet. Then we're not going to be able to find it. They're only being added in the next patch, but this looks like a dried out riverbed to me. Hold on, let's just put this thing down on the bank somewhere.
Landing gear deployed.
Speed limiter down. And careful.
Engines inactive.
Could have added more trees. They could have. But I think like those swirly patterns, I think is a good... Just look at that. Is a good like place to go. Yeah, look at this. I mean, if I've ever seen a dried out river, this would be it. Exactly, just add water. What is that? Bunny's being noisy. Can I mark it in some way? Unfortunately not, no. We don't have a bookmark system. But we're gonna go and look at the map here in a second so we can kind of get a rough feeling for where this is. I love microtech. I could explore this planet all day. Oh, that's a shame that the collision mesh doesn't line up with the texture. It does over here, though. Almost. How nice is that view? Yeah, that's definitely a photo op right there. Oh, the lights are on.
Engines active.
So, where are we? So, from Microtech, we are kind of south from Microtech, where there's this big patch, and right in the outskirts, there, like if somebody want to find this, you can take a screenshot now. So you have Necropolis, Microtech, big patch, and then we are at that little place there. Noisy bunnies. There we go. Let's go back up. Let's get some altitude again. Like 5 kilometers were pretty good altitude, I think. Just to see if we can find more interesting spots to look at from the. Look at the water droplets as we're flying into the cloud area here. How there's water droplets forming on the front of the ship. Cruise control engaged. Oh, landing gears probably go up. So you can see these swirly patterns. That was what I was looking for to find the riverbeds. You can see them there behind us. This is swirly disappearing into the cloud now. Yango says, sending some credits my way. Thank you very much. That will go towards my 890 jump. I'm gonna need a lot of credits for that. gonna be some long nights in the belts. I should probably turn off my. No. Okay, the lights are always on this boat. See there? Some more riverbeds down there. See those? Below us now, slightly to the right. That looks like more dried out riverbeds. And also there, that could be something too. Oh, look at that plateau there. I kind of want to go to the edge of that plateau. Wow, this thing is burning hydrogen fuel. We almost spent half our fuel already. We're gonna need that refueling, but again, we are patch short for that. Okay, it wasn't as dramatic when we came down here as it looked from on top. Put that way down there. Look at the texture of the trees. You can kind of see the branches are moving individually from the stem. But I can live with that. Huh. Very nice. Oh, my landing gear is not out. That explains the weird landing. But my landing gear lever is down. Happy boat. Okay, there we go. No. Well, landing gear is out now.
Landing gear raised.
You know what we should do? Just because it would be fun. Find something where we can either go very close to a sunset or a sunrise. That spot there should do it. Let's go there. Just what are you thinking, Doctor, for refueling? I'm gonna reverse out of the atmosphere. Because I can.
Quantum drive activated.
Yeah, maybe it's gonna be nighttime. Maybe I misjudged that. We'll see. No, I think I got it okay.
Quantum drive deactivated.
Oh, hello. See if I can catch that. Joe, thanks a lot for becoming a Patreon. That's awesome. I hope you're in chat. Welcome on board. I don't know if you're in chat, but if you are, thanks a lot for the support. That is very much appreciated. Oh, did someone... Hold on, I didn't check that actually. Did someone send me money in game? Oh, yeah, right. So, it looks like someone sent me, like... Oh. 400,000. Thanks a lot to whoever... Who was that? Hold on, let me go and find that. There was something with a P. Let me find you again. Piango, thanks a lot for the credit transfer. As I said, it's gonna go towards the 890 project.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Thank you.
Landing gear deployed.
What? It's actually giving me one of the landing pads that is usually reserved for ground vehicles.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Doesn't have refuel. Okay. I have another plan. Move this off the landing pad. Just park it in here. Power everything down.
Please visit again.
I need to land on a regular pad for refuel. Yeah, but can I... Okay, hold on. Let's try that. Can we just land on them without requesting? And they're not gonna be mad at us, then do the refuel over there?
Shields. Engines active. Weapons active.
Gotta take the biggest landing pad they have, but they're one of the smallest ships in the game.
Engines inactive.
Aha!
Engines active. Hydrogen fuel 100%.
Nice. We wanted a sunset. We didn't quite get a sunset. Let's check the map again. Clear view emergency shelter. Let's try that one. That should be close. Let's get out of the atmosphere first. Oi. Too aggressive on the G-forces there. I managed to drift back into the atmosphere. Let's get out again. There we go.
Quantum drive activated. Landing gear raised.
Okay, so here it is night, but if we turn around and fly towards the sun, we should be able to catch up to it, I think.
Quantum drive deactivated.
Oh, got another donation. Quick, Astro, be quick. We have George also became a Patreon. Awesome. I hope you are in chat, George, as well. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. I haven't spotted you in chat, but I hope you are. What do you think of that view? Hey, we have George in chat. Let's go down into the clouds. See how what that looks like when we're flying through the clouds here. Let's lose some altitude here. Watch for mountain peaks. Yeah, I know. I'll be careful. Gotta level it out here. leave it at flight level 5.4 or something like that. Should be fine. Nah, not as pretty when clouds are nice, but okay, hold on. Let's try to go into that cloud there, and we should get an amazing view when we come out on the other side. And we're just gonna hope there's no mountain peaks in there. Just gotta go above these, hold on. A little bit of artifacting on the clouds, but I have set it to the lowest graphic settings, the clouds, because they are very, very resource intensive to run. And if I want to run it at any proper frame rates, I have to lower the cloud texture. Try to go below the clouds. Oh, there's a frozen ocean here. You see that? Let's get down here. Landing gear.
Landing gear deployed. Engines inactive.
I know I got sidetracked from looking for rivers, but yeah, exactly. We just need some ore, and it would be perfect. Oh, there's like cracks in it. Look at that. Cracks in the ice. Somebody else says the game. I know this game has 16 gigabytes of recommended RAM, but does that mean that you will be using a minimum of 16? I hope there's an easy way to check that. Yo, currently using 15.8 in the current situation we're in. Not terrible. Let's get those engines back. Yeah, you're welcome. Gonna have to watch those negative G's there. What happened to Fleet Carrier Interiors? They got delayed. Oh, hold on. This is even better. This was because I remember the oceans, the frozen oceans, looking a lot different. But I was just far enough from land. This was what I was looking for. So that speed limiter down. This was the stuff I was looking for. You guys remember those promo shots the Frontier shows like 2 years ago or something of what ice planets would eventually look like in Elite? And they never did. It didn't look anything like it at all. Wait until you see this. Why did the engines not turn off? Do we know when it will be coming? No, but guessing later this week. Look at this. Look at the reflection of the lights. Thanks for dropping by. Just enjoying the view.
Engines active. Landing gear raised.
Not ray tracing. No, it's not ray tracing. I think it is time that we make it over to I don't want to go to Microtech or to New Babbage. I think I'm gonna just go to Port Tesla. If it would let me. Okay. Well. Gonna make it to New Babbage instead then. And then gonna fly to Port Tesla from there. When I'm done, like, blacking out from the G-forces. I'm gonna kill my quantum prematurely so we don't dive too far into the atmosphere. preferably want to stay outside the atmosphere.
Core system deactivated.
There we go.
Origin jump works at your service. Core system operational. Quantum drive activated. Quantum drive.
When do you think Update 11 will go live? I'm hoping this week. So they're not going to release it during the weekend. So if we are going to see it, then we're going to see it, I think, maybe Thursday during the main server tick. That would be a sensible day to do it. But I don't know.
Thank you, and please visit again. Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Speed limiter down. Lower the landing gear. We're getting radar locked.
Landing gear deployed.
Someone is logging onto us. You can see another ship here. We're just gonna continue about our business.
Engines inactive.
Much easier to land when you have a reference.
Have a pleasant stay.
Oh. Did someone leave a Mercury Star Runner? Go and investigate. It is the Mercury Star Runner, right? No? Oh, no, it's not. It's the Ion. It's a Starfighter Ion. The Irish Ion, yeah. It just looked like a... Yeah, no one's home. Gengar or Pat Rammer. But why would he leave his ship then? Look at that. Massive, massive gun. Should we see if we left the keys in? Looks like there's still power on the ship. Where's the usual entry point? I forgot. You would usually like come up here. left side of the cockpit. So there's like a ladder there. Seems we can't get in. What is that? Oh, that's part of the station. Okay, I thought it was another ship. Yeah, no free ships today. Okay, let's see if I can stick a landing on the ground here without falling and breaking my nose, as I usually do. That's kind of my signature move here. Watch this. Hey, I did it this time. It almost looked like I knew what I was doing. No, sorry to disappoint you, Douglas. No face pump today. Oh, boxes. I got helmets. Don't know what I'm gonna need them for, but I have them. I'm so happy to have the 85X back. I mean, I'm not expecting to find gold lying around. I mean, I'm just happy that it wasn't medical gowns this time. But I think I'll take a seat here. And then I'm gonna call the live stream for today. I got quite a bit sidetracked. I was planning to spend more time looking for potential river sites, but I mean, we could fly right over it without knowing, so I don't know. But it was fun playing around on Microtech. I love that planet. It is so beautiful. The different biomes has a lot to offer. Yeah, I might be hanging out over on Discord afterwards. There's a few things to remember. First of all, yes, there's still the discount code, which is 317 Rivers. If you go to d2eastore.com, you can get yourself some merchandise for the channel there. And there is currently 10% off, and that discount code is going to last until the end of the live stream. In the description below, you will also find the links to a number of sponsors for the channel, like Toby, GameGlass. Recently started working with an American company that makes telescopes and astrophotography equipment, so if you're into that, Farpoint, link in the description as well. Also, you will find links for Discord. If you want to come by, I'm going to be hanging out over there a little bit after the live stream. If you want to come by and say hi, then do that. It's on discord.d2a.com. And then I'll just want to remind you that on Friday, I should probably jump over on this scene actually. On Friday, we have hopefully we're gonna have the fleet carrier interiors. There's gonna be with a big hopefully, because I don't know when Frontiers decided that they're gonna launch the fleet carrier interior patch, patch update 11. Could be tomorrow, could be next week, could be in 2 months. I don't know. They had originally planned it for today. That didn't happen, so I don't think it's too far away. I'm hoping for Friday. And then we're gonna play around with fleet carriers, and this is one of those streams where you guys can join. I'm gonna be in the private group, so you guys can walk around the fleet carriers, explore it with me. We're gonna do some jumping, gonna watch the fleet carrier jump animation from within the ship and all that cool stuff. But that is hopefully Friday. Hope I'll see you there. And yeah. Finally, just a huge thank you to the guys who joined on Patreon today and who supported with some in-game currency. If you are interested in supporting the channel, you can either do that through one-time donations at tip.d2a.com or through Patreon at patreon.d2a.com. And if you want to help me towards the 890 jump and have some spare credits in game, you're more than welcome to send some my way. My in-game tag is down to Astronomy in one word, with Pascal casing, so every word is capitalized. So down with big, to with big, Earth with big, and Astronomy with a big A at the start there. So that's good. Thanks for watching. Until next time.